Harry and Sally have known each other for years and are very good friends, but they fear sex would ruin the friendship. Boys, girls, etc. This week, say hello to my little film, When Harry Met Sally.
Okay. Do you want to play rough?
Okay.
Say hello to my little
Film.
Hello and welcome to Say Hello to My Little Film. This is the podcast where we talk about movies that you just have to see. I'm Ariel, and I'm joined by my super sexy sound engineer husband, Ryan.
Hi, joined.
Wow.
What?
You said I'm joined.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm
Gotcha.
done. Goodbye.
Got it.
But we're also joined by our co-hosts, Jesse and Casey. Hey.
All right.
Back
Sweet.
at it again.
That's right.
It's a podcast,
Wow.
and that's it.
And thank
I'm
you
getting
for
down
listening.
on some White Claw.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ain't no law on the White Claw.
We tried it because of, the thing.
Did you hear what
TikTok.
I was saying earlier? Off podcast.
I don't remember what.
The saying "ain't no laws when you're drinking White Claw"
Yeah.
is just saying you can rape girls.
Is that what that means?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, it's not saying that directly. I think it's just implied.
You can do any crime and you just say.
As long
It's
as
a
you're
purge.
as
No
long
laws.
as you are drinking a White Claws.
Wait a second. Is one called White Claws?
Mm.
Okay.
No.
I thought it
Gotcha.
was singular.
Maybe
it's just
it's-
White Claw, right?
It's White Claws.
Like the Santa Claus.
Yeah, or like a clause in like a
Oh,
legal
like
document.
a sentence.
Yeah.
Like saying
Yes.
this is the White Clause.
Yes.
There are no laws.
Is there a Black Claws?
Right.
When you're
well,
drinking
see, now
White
I think
Claws.
we're kind of floating into strange territory.
Is there a Green Claws?
You're right.
Territory.
Hey, you right?
You're right. You right.
We watched When Harry Met Sally.
We did. We did watch it.
We watched the whole
We
thing.
watched the movie in its entirety.
Just
That's
for
right.
the record, whose movie was this? Who picked it?
It was mine.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
All right.
Casey.
So now we
great
know
pick
we
of a
all
movie.
know who to point to while we're talking to them about this movie.
Now,
Yes.
now, who at this table has not seen it?
I
Me.
have not.
I have not seen it. I honestly was unaware of everything except for the orgasm scene.
Ryan was definitely in the room when it was playing.
Yeah. So was I, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Fun fact: when I used to get really fucking drunk in college,
Hell yeah.
it was mandatory that this movie had to be turned on.
Damn, I must have been way drunker than you because I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
It had
Wow.
to be. We had the VHS in the dorm room, and I had this on VHS.
Now, for our younger listeners, a VHS is what?
Vehicular.
Manslaughter.
That's it.
Yes. That
Wait. You
definitely
think that
makes
H is hicular?
sense. Vehicular man?
S for
Secular.
slaughter. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Video house show.
That's what it is. It's a video house show.
Good enough for me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just
Yeah.
never thought of it that way. So there you go, young listeners.
Young
So,
chaps.
Casey, this is a movie that you picked because it's very near and dear to your heart.
It is my all-time favorite rom-com, and I love it. It always reminds me of my husband, and I think that it's very realistic because they're kind of going
Do ya?
through life, and they're friends. You know, it's nothing like The Notebook where it's like bullshit that's never going to happen in real life.
Well,
But
that's
I
me and
already-
Ariel's relationship.
I have a vision of what is about to go down, so I just need to remind myself that it's okay.
It's all in fun
That people
Then-
have different
because this is
opinions.
not going to be fun for you.
No.
So all
At
I
least not
gotta
for
say,
me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with my first note, which is fuck this movie.
I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I think
No,
we're all
fuck this
destroying this
movie.
movie.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
I think it is such to start off with the first scene of the movie is such a strange arrangement. So you've got William Crystal, I believe, is the star of this film.
He looks so weird, by the way.
Yes, just in
In the
general.
beginning. No, in the beginning
I mean,
for sure.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning.
I
'cause he's
didn't
got
recognize
sideburns.
him until he was in his 30s.
He wasn't green with one eye.
We probably didn't
I
also
know he
recognize
was.
him. You probably also did not recognize him.
I just understood that.
Oh my God, is that him?
Yes.
In Monsters Inc?
It's
Okay.
Mike Wazowski.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I was like,
Put that
what
thing
the
back where
fuck?
it came from.
So you probably didn't notice his face because he was just neck deep in that other girl's mouth.
Oh well, he for sure doesn't know how to make out. Ever.
That was very disturbing.
Everywhere in the movie, he's not making out real. He's not real
He is
making out.
really unmake-outable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Also.
got that fucking Muppet head that opens like a Pez dispenser.
He doesn't have a big
He's a
mouth.
more attractive Jerry Seinfeld.
I said he's a
is
Down
not
syndrome
attractive.
Christian Slater.
Okay. That that would
Pretty
be
harsh.
a better visual. That's a better visual. I think yours is the how his personality.
It's very New York. It's
It's-
very
Yeah, I said
you talk about the
It's also
I-
very boring.
this movie. I said if this movie had breath, it would be tuna and what did I say? And like newspaper ink or something.
Yeah, something New Yorky. I don't know.
I know 3 times in my notes. I think I just wrote that Billy Crystal is a piece of shit. And
Yeah,
I
he's
hate-
God.
you know, the Down syndrome Christian Slater thing is accurate because he is exactly the same character as Christian Slater in
Heathers.
but less charming. He's more retarded.
But also
He's-
not like a murderer.
yeah.
yeah, no, he's not a murderer, but he's so up his own ass.
He thinks he's interesting because he can spout like 2 paragraphs worth of a monologue.
like he's like a nihilistic 6th grader.
Can I get to my favorite note?
He's like,
yes,
what?
yes,
What's
yes.
wrong? I know. I think about death.
I want to get to my favorite note that I wrote is 94% of the script is Billy Crystal's lines.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of
He-
monologues
he's
that
talking
suck.
constantly.
You know,
That's that's literally the entire
in that
movie.
monotone voice.
Yes.
Ugh.
And then he keeps saying like,
well, fine, don't tell me.
and then she tells him, and I'm
Yes.
like, that's his whole thing. He knows that's how to get to people, is like by going the opposite. It's reverse psychology. That's
he's
his
like
whole
a
thing.
contrarian in the most for the most basic points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So-
he's not blowing it. He's acting like I'm an intellectual,
Right.
but he's not saying anything.
Why did you choose to wear that dress today?
I'm not going to tell you.
Fine, don't tell me. All girls want to.
Blue's my favorite color.
All guys want to fuck girls.
Yeah.
That's I don't feel like, I don't feel like that's a good impression. I don't get that vibe.
All guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could
So
nail a
this
good
movie
impression
was
of it.
interesting because it didn't have a story really that much. It was more about over time. Like it kept jumping 5 years and then it stopped jumping, but it was like so they met when they were what 22?
Yeah.
23?
Post college.
They
yeah.
were. I thought they were.
They had just graduated
They
from
were
college.
leaving
yeah,
college
yeah.
and they were just happened they just both happened to be going to New York to work.
which
To-
that
for what?
Yeah, for what? I don't
Why
know.
were they both-
Why were they in
she
the
wanted to
car?
be a
Why did she give him a ride?
journalist. She wanted to be
right.
a journalist.
She didn't know anyone.
She wanted to be a gymnast, according to what
Right.
he thought.
Right.
You want to be a gymnast,
But
right?
what did he
I
what
couldn't
was
even
his-
follow the dialogue of this.
He
movie.
wanted to be on the Yankees because he packed a baseball bat.
He when they
he
get out of
really?
the car in New
Oh.
York, he has 2 bags of I don't know what washcloths and a baseball
Baseballs.
bat.
He's a cool
Baseballs.
guy, man.
He brought a baseball bat.
He's too cool for
Maybe it's
luggage.
from his childhood.
Even then, leave
Maybe
it
it's
at your
signed
parents.
or something.
Maybe it's signed. That's probably true. I mean, they were in batting cages later,
That's true.
to where he
loves
did have that
baseball.
same exact bat.
Did he? He brought his own.
Yeah, I read the markings on it.
BYOB, bring your own bat.
Wow.
Hey, is that what that stands for?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should try to, for people who have no idea what we're talking
So I was
about.
trying to like outline it.
Yeah. Okay. So the point of this movie is supposed to be you're right. It's supposed to be this like real look at like how relationships start and how they take all these weird turns that they wouldn't expect. Like it's not picture perfect.
Right.
Right. That's what the appeal is supposed to be.
And also not seeing what's right in front of you the whole time.
Yeah.
Which
Too
is like
long.
the
That's what I
theme.
s-
way too long.
Way
This
too
movie
long.
should be called When Tedium Met Stupidity because it is boring as fuck. Sorry, Casey. And it's like, what do you? Duh. That's the
Yeah.
person you keep running into who you have all this great connection with.
Right.
Yeah, that's and you're like, oh, I just can't meet somebody. Try that.
Yeah.
I'm just
try
confused
that
because
once.
for the movie, for the almost the entire thing though, I couldn't tell if they like were attracted to each other. Like he would
He
say
was
that he
definitely
would
attracted to
say
her.
that she's attractive, but it
Yeah.
almost seemed like objective, you know, like because she was objectively attractive.
No, you're a very beautiful girl.
Meg Ryan is really cute.
Yeah.
So it was hard-
Jew, she's hot in this movie.
I didn't see like actual chemistry though. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't at the end either
No.
because Billy
Ever.
Crystal looks like a fucking Pez dispenser.
He's like a perpetual dad. He's like just seems like my father at all times. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's why I was also. It does a bad. It's bad to watch it now, maybe because it's like an HD TV. But because I started off and I was like, when it first started, I was like, he looks fucking bizarre. But it's because they de-aged him.
Yeah, but he still looked like he was like 36.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it had time jumps like that.
Right.
So I was like, this is what he looked like I thought the movie took place in this time, and I thought it was just Billy Crystal.
Yeah, the
first
first scene is 1977.
Yeah.
And the only thing different is his sideburns.
He's
and
wearing
then
flares.
Oh,
flare
I'm
jeans.
sorry. That's what I meant. I forgot about the wardrobe of the time. He was wearing flare jeans. That was the main, plot development of the character, is that he went from flare jeans to like a business suit.
The only
'Cause
thing
he
that
was
does bother me about this movie is in the beginning when he is so rude and spits his grape seed on her window. That's
that was an
the only
accident.
complaint.
He doesn't wipe it off though.
No.
He's just like,
I'll roll the
window down. And I'm like, can you wipe that off first?
How about roll the window down first? Did he not?
It was too
He
clean.
must. Yeah,
I
didn't
think he
see
thought it was an accident. Yeah.
There's no
Or
way that he spit
I think it was
at
an
glass.
Oh, I guess I'll roll the window down.
I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of that voice, so just strap in.
It's Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, you're
It
more
is very
Jordan
much-
Peterson than Billy Crystal.
Nope,
All
I'm
right,
Billy
so-
Crystal, trust
Okay.
me.
So
I looked him right in the eyes when I
to
said
be
that.
fair,
Billy Crystal's like, clean your room.
I'll save that for the end. So, but this movie it's like I was trying to say, it doesn't really have like a specific story beyond just it's like a slice of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. but,
Okay. So
like,
what did you think of this movie before you saw it? What
That's-
did
okay.
you think it would be?
starting with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew only that orgasm scene, and I did think it was a romantic comedy, but I thought it was a romantic comedy that had a plot. I thought, like,
Boy, were you wrong.
maybe someone would have overcome some adversity or something, which I guess in some
Yeah,
sense
some
that
emotional
happens.
adversity.
Yeah, but it really,
long?
is it though?
Does it take an hour and a half to?
Yeah, and in the plot, it's even more annoying because it takes too long in real time while you're watching the movie, but it also takes 20 fucking years for them to do it in their universe.
I felt like I was a part of it, as in I felt like I was going along with the time.
Me too.
Like I felt like
Yes.
I was in it real time.
I also aged.
That's what I felt like.
Ariel
felt
literally
aged.
looked at me and said, "I'm counting the minutes."
That's right. And my
Oh,
sideburns got
no.
shorter, and my hair slicked back
Okay.
into this.
I thought I had no idea it was like this. I didn't know about the orgasm scene. I didn't know anything that was
wow.
like signature of this at all.
That's the
I
that's
didn't
the
even
cru-
know it
that's
was
the cherry
Billy
on top
Crystal.
of this movie.
I didn't even know that it was Billy Crystal.
Yeah, I knew
Wow.
that.
Totes. But so I guess I thought it was like, I definitely thought it was a romantic comedy, but I thought it would be like, I
Sorry
don't
if
know,
you guys hear a train.
like Must Love Dogs or something. Like I thought it would be like way more of an in your face, quirky humor kind of thing,
Yeah.
but it was
I-
not.
It
And
wasn't
then I didn't really
anything.
know anything beyond that.
But it's supposed to be quirky.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is like the enamor of like you just randomly meeting somebody and you don't realize it, but they're the one.
They're your soulmate.
Yeah, you don't realize it at the time because you're a cocky guy from New Jersey.
To
that
me, it's
just carries a
depressing
baseball bat.
that like you can meet your soulmate and not know for 20 years.
Yeah,
That's horrible. She wants to
Yeah.
have kids and stuff.
but the
you
thing
know?
is, did they know the whole time, but they just weren't
Did they become
admitting it?
soulmates later? Because at first
I don't
she
know.
did not like him.
right?
You guys are making me like the movie.
What?
Going
Wait,
like,
we're like-
I wonder if
Yeah.
actually, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is about, right? So I guess we can go through it a little bit.
It's going to be kind of hard because there's no plot points.
That's
there's,
fine. That's
there's
kind of
time
how the
eras.
Breakfast Club was. We just kind of talked
Right.
about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I start by saying, I mean, I don't really need to go through the budget and box office of this.
Well, I'm kind of interested.
Well, hold on. You're the facts guy for one movie?
That's it. He quit.
Yeah,
Wait, you don't have the numbers?
I
'Cause
do.
thought you were a number guy.
I do have
Do
it.
the numbers.
I want to
Okay,
know.
all right, guys. So the budget of this film was $16 million.
Damn.
And my follow-up question is, where?
His apartment, clearly.
Clearly only
that
his apartment.
was like she should have fucked him just for that
Yes,
apartment.
And
I said
Princess
that.
Leia.
I said, yeah, and Princess Leia.
Okay.
And everything.
Was that her?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was Carrie Fisher. And I put Carrie Fisher looks normal.
Yeah.
Because,
I was
like,
like,
you
that
doesn't-
looks like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And Ryan was like, it really does. And I'm like, but that's not her. And he was like, no, that's not her.
It's her.
That's
no.
so funny.
That's the crazy part about
my
it.
God.
Because I said, she looks like somebody I know, but I was talking about Meg Ryan, who I'm very unfamiliar with.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
She's the best.
Yeah.
She is the best
I do really like her.
in this
Meg
movie or
Ryan-
in general.
Not in general.
Not in general.
Not scratch. In general, she is.
She's the best.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
I like
unaware
her.
of her whole career. I don't know anything about her.
Carried this film.
Oof. I
This
disagree.
entire film was on her back.
You did not like this. You
Because-
didn't like her in this.
No.
Bill fell flat.
He
And I
is
think we
worse
can-
than her.
He is.
Yes.
She's at least working.
What does
Bill
he?
is like half asleep.
What
Yeah.
does he excel at? What is Billy Crystal good in?
In like what movie
Yes.
or in this movie?
No, in other movies.
I would say
Monsters,
Monsters Inc. is the only
Okay.
good movie he's
Yes,
ever been in.
Absolutely.
And a fantastic performance in that.
Yes.
Okay, but
Oh,
beyond.
and, Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Still kind of a small part though.
Right. Which I mean that's one of those is he even good in it or is it just the movie is good?
No,
you know what
he's
I mean?
good. Shut the fuck up.
That movie is
All right,
good.
Well, he
City
fucking
Slickers.
sucks. City Slickers is trash. I never
Analyze
understood that.
this.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You know, he's
What about Analyze That?
You know, I don't know anything about
Maybe
Billy
that's
Crystal.
what I'm thinking of. I know that my parents love him, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe 'cause
he
this
hosts the
movie?
Oscars like 1,000 times.
I
Oh.
love him.
Why?
Why? Because of this movie?
Why? I just want to throw mine in there. Why?
I think
Why?
Wow.
a very,
Pourquoi?
not to sound too like really,
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here
Let
we go.
her speak.
really
I'm sorry,
fucking
I'm trying to be Bill Crystal.
Strap in.
really dumb. But do you ever have like I'm gonna sound so stupid.
It's cool.
Like a safe space, like it when like you're relaxed, like you imagine like your perfect area you would like to be in.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
Some people are like, oh, a Caribbean beach and a hammock or whatever.
And yours is Billy Crystal's mouth.
Yeah.
Mine is like a New York brownstone at Christmas time with jazz music, and this movie hits it.
Jesus Christ.
It hits it, and Billy
Casey,
Crystal
why are
is
you
like
90?
New York.
Billy Crystal is New York.
Yeah.
You just said.
Like he's, I don't know, like
What a bold claim that was.
He's very comforting to me. This movie is very comforting.
Wow,
I
thank you very
can
much.
I can understand what you mean, and I think you are kind of touching on the same thing when you say he's like he's eternally paternal.
Yeah.
He is kind of I get that he's non-threatening.
He's
as
totally
could be.
non-threatening.
Yeah.
Like I'm like if I pass him on the street, I'm like this guy's not gonna raid me.
No, not at all.
He's gonna make change for my 5.
Yeah.
He's
Well, I
gonna
don't-
help me and give me directions.
Maybe not in this movie because
No,
he
he's
seems to
kind
be
of a dick
very.
in this movie.
You know, maybe that's what's so off-putting is because he looks like such like a. Maybe he does look like such a kind guy, but then in the movie, in this movie, he plays someone who is like
Kind of a prick.
Annoying.
He's not only a prick; he's like so apathetic.
He's
to everything.
very apathetic. And like now that we're in this I don't want to say political climate, but just this climate. 'Cause it's not necessarily political. But like
the era
we're-
of Billie Eilish.
well, we're post we're post nihilism even.
Billy Crystal
Also a
plays
Billy.
Billie Eilish in this movie.
I'm a bad
I
guy.
basically saw him go. He's in the car. He spits his grape seed and goes, "Hey, I'm the bad guy."
Yeah.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Hey, let me tell you something.
Wait.
He's Scarface.
Okay, but like post where I feel
Say
like
hello
we're
to my little friend.
I know that like the next generation is pretty nihilistic, but I feel like I'm moving past the part of my life where I think that that's even as funny as I used to. So to go back and watch the beginnings of that, which is like 90s apathy, which I know this was made in 89, but
Yep.
it's almost there. It's just kind of like, ugh. However, if I
Okay.
had seen it when it came out, it would
Yeah.
be different.
You bring up a very good point. Is context is like a third of how you should measure art.
Yes.
So to judge it without its context, the problem is I lack context.
It's hard
in
to
this.
watch this with the lens of 2019.
And the lens of like these being original points.
Right.
Because obviously this movie is a huge is a big movie.
It's a banger.
It's a huge
Yep.
movie. It's a culturally relevant movie. It needed to be
Gotta
done on
see
this
it.
podcast.
92.8 million in the box office.
There we go.
See?
Never got
Huge
there.
stars. It's got a parodied scene that I've seen probably 1,000 times. And it's just hard for me to tell because I've seen what it's influenced and now I'm going backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going back.
So it seems
I typically
it-
really
to be the most cliche.
yes,
Yeah.
and I typically really like slice of life kind of things, especially movies. But I feel like maybe it was too much conversation. The whole movie was a conversation.
Yeah, there was
But I think
nothing-
even that was probably a little like, ooh.
Yes, I agree with you. But for me personally, I wanted more blank space.
Really, Miss Mumblecore.
Do you think?
Yeah. Less conversation, just a little
Oh,
bit.
you wanted more like slow indie
Little-
music,
I need some like beautiful scenes of misty mountains in the between,
or like zoom in shots of like
Ooh.
Christmas lights
or like rain budding up.
Did
on
you
the
get-
window.
with like someone noodling on a guitar.
Who got a boner though at those fall leaves? For real.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
really
The
jealous.
scenery
Look good.
of
Really
this
jealous.
movie was
was
incredible.
delicious.
We're
They
in
just
the
happened to
South.
put a
When-
turd right in the middle of
when
it.
they were when they were in the park.
Yeah.
And she's dressed like a henchman out of Sin City,
Yep.
Are you talking about pants that were up to her neck?
and that bowler cap and
Yes.
the shoulder pads.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
Woody Allen did the outfits for this.
Really?
No.
Okay. Because when this
Wow.
started, I was like, "Is this a Woody Allen movie?"
It
Even though
is
I've never seen any of his movies.
Nora Ephron who did, I think, like other romantic comedies from that time period that fits that cliche type of
The
thing.
vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Now, did you guys? Okay, I'm gonna go around the room. Did you find this movie funny, Casey?
Yes.
Ryan?
Not at all.
Ariel?
There were a couple times that I laughed.
Okay. This movie is ranked, another fact coming in hot, ranked 23rd on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs list of top comedy films.
Unbelievable.
23.
AFI, the band.
Yes.
They rank a lot of shit.
No, a film idiot is, I think, what it means.
Better name for a
because-
podcast.
Bro,
There's their
ser-
blog after the band.
That is a good podcast
Yo,
name.
23rd?
Wait a
When-
minute.
when
Wait. 23 of all time.
It's in the top 100 years, 100 laughs is the name of
So
like the thing.
they go back 100 years. They
So
go back
100 years.
Yes.
That
And I don't know
is
when.
insane.
I don't obviously.
What's
I don't know
number
when
one,
this
by
was
the way?
Step
Did you happen to
Brothers
look
on
at
taken.
there?
Did not look. I didn't want to. If anything is,
Anybody feel like doing that while we're talking?
do it.
I don't have my phone. Oh yeah.
Just do
Those
it.
are moving.
You doing it, Casey?
All right, she's
All
looking
right,
it
thank
up. She's on the computers that
That
we have
is
here for each of us.
unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I that's why I wrote it down. I went on the Wikipedia like to find the budget and stuff, and I'm like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
This cannot be real.
What are the jokes?
Well, there's like little things.
He's a joke.
No. You know what? Actually, me and you were kind of talking about it while the movie was going on. There's scenes that are punctuated like it's supposed to get a laugh,
Yeah.
but maybe
Maybe it's a
it's a
time difference?
sensibility that I just do not have.
I think the grape thing was supposed to be a laugh.
yeah.
So not only that, first thing, he like as soon as they take off, he just starts rummaging through the back seat while she's driving, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing, Bill?"
They don't know.
And then-
each
Yeah,
other.
like his butt being
Yes.
up in her face is supposed to make you laugh.
Right. Top 23.
I just was like, how annoying.
Yeah.
I will say this list is garbage because number one is Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh hell yeah! What is
What
that?
the
even?
What?
Yeah.
What's
it's-
number 2? Read the top 5 if you can.
Okay. So number one, Some Like It Hot. Number 2, Tootsie. 3, Dr. Strangelove.
Yep.
4, Annie Hall.
Yep.
5, Duck Soup.
Yep,
Okay,
totally.
fuck this. No,
right, so
that
it's-
sounds par for the course for this
so
movie.
Now
All
that
of
this
that.
is being read, I probably should have found a different list. But it is 100 years, so it's like 100 years of
Yeah.
movies. These old fucks
Yeah,
who probably
AFI
can't use a computer.
Yeah.
AFI, the band, literally 23rd. But that would be any. I don't know because we haven't seen those movies.
But
Duck Soup.
It's
don't-
not.
Sounds
I've never even
great.
heard of half those.
Annie
movies.
Hall. I didn't know Annie Hall was
Is
funny.
that a
I didn't know that was funny either. I thought that was like a Holocaust movie.
no?
That
was,
is
that
a
was,
Woody Allen
No, that was
movie, though.
Annie.
What?
That was
Annie Frank.
Not what
Annie,
I meant.
Annie's Hall. That's where she was hiding.
Oh, this is her hall. Okay.
Yes.
In the
But-
attic.
Annie Frank's Hall.
Now I don't think it's meant to be like one of those bend over, you're laughing, peeing your pants. But it's
No,
very,
you're
like,
right. It's like a
subtle,
quirky funny. Yeah. It's like,
I didn't get that at all.
No.
I could tell that there were things that were supposed to be punctuated as jokes, but I was like,
The funniest.
all I was doing was going like, was that supposed to be funny? To me, it just seemed like it was more. The joke is that he's like, I'm a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, I'm going there.
Him being contrarian is the joke
Yeah.
to
God,
everything.
no wonder he got divorced.
So
Can you
this is-
imagine being married to him
I cannot.
That's
every
my
day?
issue.
That conversation.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
But-
so they
but-
meet.
But I don't want meatloaf
We
for
gotta
dinner.
have some.
What's
kind of
meatloaf anyway? It's just a
through
bunch of
line.
meat in a ball.
Like, stop talking.
I
want a divorce. yeah.
He's like Larry David, but without good observations.
Yeah.
and less funny.
But that's the thing. He is contrarian, and the problem is we exist where everybody's a contrarian.
Right. I mean, I said
Wow.
this whole thing was like, it felt like it felt like a Jerry Seinfeld movie. Like he was playing Jerry Seinfeld's character. Of what
Again,
he
without
does.
good observations, though.
Yeah.
The observation of men can't have female friends
Yeah.
is so obvious.
Go fuck yourself.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you two guys driving across state lines together, you're gonna try to fuck each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. The thing is, that's a stupid thing also, because you can be friends as long as
God damn
it's
it, the star.
with your friend's spouse. That's how it works. My guy friends are my friends' spouses, like Jesse.
What's up?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't recommend you guys driving across state lines together, though.
I would.
You could do it.
You obviously, I'm not saying it's impossible to like a man and a woman can't be in a car together and not fuck.
It's happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
but what I'm saying,
was it like 18 hours?
I
it
think
was 18 hours. It's
I
from
think
Chicago to New York.
if a friendship, his point is, if a friendship is between a dude and a girl, eventually that bridge will be played.
Gapped.
Played
I
with.
could see that. Yeah.
Eventually the dude's gonna be like, so are you lead me on or what's up?
But I feel
Right.
like he definitely played a good
Duh.
contrary to that, even himself, of like, who's trying to fuck this guy? Like, he just pulls random grape, like a vine of grapes. Where was it even being stored?
That's a good
He just
point.
pulled
That's a
out
really
a
good
vine of
question.
grapes and he's
Not
just eating it.
cool.
He puts his feet up on the dash, spitting seeds on the window, and he's like, "You want to fuck me?" You know what I mean? Like, there's no. This guy's not getting fucked.
The
That's
joke,
the whole thing.
The joke,
Well, that
no, he
hot
is though
girl,
because he's an
yeah.
asshole, and
And his
girls
name's
like
not
that.
Sheldon.
He actually
That's
fucks a
true.
lot in this movie.
Well, he does go to bed with some people, I believe.
Yeah.
If I recall the movie correctly, when I was paying attention to this.
You went to bed with
Speaking
him?
of
Total
paying
flop.
attention, I literally couldn't. I was watching the movie, and as they were talking, my eyes would just glaze over,
Mm-hmm.
and all I would do was just look at Meg Ryan and judge how hot she was.
Yep.
I
What
was
do you
just
mean,
bouncing
like
back
you
and
weren't
forth.
sure?
Oh, like in the office?
I literally couldn't follow the dialogue. It was so.
Was it too fast?
Dry?
It was yes.
It was dry
it was
as hell.
so dry.
So
that
was Meg Ryan.
It was my nutsack in the desert.
Yeah.
Like it was horrible.
That's pretty dry.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's covered in sand.
Absolutely.
It almost
Little bit.
hurt how dry it was.
I think I'm realizing I have a terrible taste in movies. I
You
guess.
hated Back to the Future.
have to know this.
I can't wait for future examples of that.
You are what I guess the nice way of saying it is you're an old soul.
Yes,
That's
I
true,
am a
yeah.
grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
the other way
the
of
lady
saying
at the
it.
end of Titanic.
Here's the thing. If I had seen this movie when I was 16, I would have really liked it.
Yes.
Like 100%.
I don't think I would have.
Because I would have been like, oh, I really like how different this is from other movies, and I wouldn't be jaded like I am now. So
See, that's another like
and
we were
then
saying.
now I would have that nostalgia of liking it when I was
Sorry.
16. Sorry.
What you know how I was saying when we did Back to the Future review.
Back then.
Yeah, back then. I said I kind of went into it kind of being like, what's this all about? And it overcame those expectations. This movie, I literally didn't have any expectations.
I told you to have
and
low
this movie
ones.
sunk.
Yeah.
It didn't I literally was like, oh, let's see what it's about. And I was kind of like, because the movie contrasts between the Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan with these real couples of old people.
Oh, yeah, that is weird.
And which is unique. It has its own style or whatever. It has its own vibe going on, but it is still shitty.
It
Did they
was so
do that
stale.
on The Parent Trap?
No, I don't think
Whoa.
so.
Just realized how that sounded. And the sound is stupid. That like in the beginning
She
of The
asks me
Parent
that
Trap.
for every movie,
Yeah.
by the way.
Okay. Remember the beginning of the Parent Trap, the Lindsay Lohan one,
Yes.
where it's like showing her parents on the cruise or whatever. Is there not like where it's like talking head part? There's not like a break.
I
don't
don't
know.
remember that.
You don't? Or you,
Mm-mm.
okay.
I'm not really super big on the Parent Trap.
All
Though.
right. I mean, I must be thinking of something
I mean,
else.
I've seen it a bunch, but
Okay, so that thing where they talk to the old people in between like some scenes, Jesus,
There are no laws.
that has been done in other movies, but I can't think of any examples. But it's something that I recognize.
I think okay. I literally just got what you were saying. You're talking about like the little interviews with
Yes.
the couples, right? Okay.
Jesus.
I don't know if I recall that in the Parental Trap,
Okay.
but
Maybe I watched
I have
something.
seen it before.
Yeah.
I feel
Bright Eyes music video, kind of.
that's
Yeah.
what it was.
That's weird. I just recently saw that video again for the it's been a while. Been a while.
That guy. I
Been a
just
while.
found out that guy has a lot of good bands. The guy from Bright Eyes, Connor Oberst.
Connor Oberst.
Shout out.
What was it? What was that Spanish
The
sounding?
I think it's the Despacitos. which is
Or
funny because
Desperados or something.
I think he said Despacitos,
Maybe.
but that can't be right.
Well, I'm not sure. But back to when Harry
We'll
met
find that
Sally.
out on our other podcast.
Actually, you know what? We maybe should take a break.
Okay. Quick
Yeah.
breaky poo.
Let's take a quick break. Let me deal with this
Let
dog.
me breathe
too.
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
bye.
We will be right back. Can we not do a fart noise at the same time?
You're overshadowing my fart noise.
Very
you
loose
asshole.
butthole.
We're back.
We're back.
In black.
All right. What were we talking about?
So, they met each other
Right. In the car.
in the
And they
car.
keep
You know, the
meeting each
title
other.
is actually really good. It's just when this guy met this girl.
That's right.
That's how entertaining
That's
it
the
is.
movie.
They're like, that's all we want it to be about. So
I think this movie should have just been a preview and never been actually made into
the
a
movie
I
is their
agree.
love story.
Yeah.
I bet you could make a really good-looking trailer from it. Although, like, you show like Meg Ryan carrying a Christmas tree
Right.
by herself, and it looks like she's doing something. That's the
Something.
most exciting part of the movie. I was like,
Christmas?
no, just the scene where she's carrying
What about the karaoke
dragging a
part?
Christmas tree.
When she
Where they're
pays for the
singing in
tree
the
and it
store?
falls
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, the karaoke part where
The
they
orgasm wasn't the most exciting part.
nope.
Okay, I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, well,
We'll get
let's
there.
build up to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So we've basically handled their college.
and then it jumps 5 years. So they
Yes.
basically they get to New York and they're just like, have a nice life, goodbye.
Yeah.
And then it jumps 5 years.
See you later.
And they're in an airport.
Yes.
Yes.
She's with a man,
Joe.
Joe, and he is alone.
I know.
Uh-huh.
But
Which-
we learn that he's about to get married.
Right. He's alone in the sense that he was a roommate with this guy in college, correct?
What are
That's
the
how
odds
they
of
knew
that?
each other?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
So he saw Joe and he recognized him, even though he was
Right.
sharing face. What do they call it?
Sucking face.
Sucking face.
Yes.
Sharing face.
He was sucking Meg's face,
Yeah.
and he goes,
He didn't
Hey, John,
recognize
is that
her.
you?
He
You
didn't
know?
recognize her. He recognized him,
right.
and she got all offended. But then he recognized her on the plane.
Because of her order.
Ah.
Wait.
Right.
This
That's
is
the
so
thing.
bizarre.
So he didn't actually recognize her in the
No,
airport?
he said he did at the end when she's like, "You didn't even recognize me in the airport." He's like, "I did." Or, whatever his line was.
So not him.
That's him.
It's him.
He may have
right.
a little bit, but when he started to hear her order her Bloody Mary weird thing,
I
he
think
was like,
that was his in.
Yeah, so we learn at the diner when they are in the middle of their road trip that she is a very anal order.
holy shit, yes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
stuff on the side, cooked this way, but not only if you have this, and if you don't have this, and I don't want it this way, I want it this way. Crazy.
And if it comes out this way, I
send it
send it
back.
back. That's what I wrote here because I literally, as she was ordering everything
Yeah.
in the movie, I was waiting for that line to come out.
And if
And if it's not on the side, I send it back.
send it back.
But it's played off like it's supposed to be like cute.
It's quirky.
Ugh.
Whatever. In my opinion, in my professional opinion,
Yep.
there's nothing wrong with knowing what you want and
No.
telling them how to do it the way you want.
No.
You're paying them.
But you know what? There's a cadence you can have,
You're right.
and there's a demeanor you can have when you're dealing with someone in the service industry where you don't
Yeah.
gotta be like,
Totally.
you seem like a bitch. You don't
Yes.
seem
You seem
quirky.
entitled.
You seem fucking
Especially when you
insane.
say it with the face that she's saying it with.
Yeah.
Like if I have a specific thing, like you ordering no cheese on your crust of your pizza, you go, "Oh my god!" And if you could please not put, like we're super nice about it.
That's
Yeah.
a
So
the
decent
person's
human
When I
like,
go into
I'm gonna
Taco
go
Bell,
piss on this.
I'm like,
Yeah,
can I
that's
please
a
have
decent human
taco
being.
with black beans instead of beef? Thanks.
Right.
Fuck this.
But also, who eats a Cobb salad and apple pie at the same time?
Very strange.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
If I'm gonna have pie, I guess I would feel better about it if I had a salad for dinner.
Yeah,
True.
I guess
That's how I am. I
You
have a
are
salad
one
so I
of
can
those
eat ice
people.
cream.
Yeah.
You eat trash and you go, well, I had a salad, so it
Well, I try to.
counterbalance.
I don't think it counteracts. I think it just is balance. So if I'm like, no, I can't have pizza for dinner because I had pasta yesterday and I had Lucky Charms for breakfast.
Yeah.
So I have to have something healthy.
Right.
That's how I roll.
Which I think that scene in when they stopped in the diner, there was more than one thing I think to show each other's characters there, which I think hers was
What was his?
hers, and I held up the finger to say wait, 'cause this is a podcast.
They can't see you.
So exactly. So wait. So hers was being very anal about her order. And then at the end, you see when they get the bill, she goes, oh, okay. And then we take this for your part, and then it's 15%. And she's doing the math, right? And then she puts the money on there for the tip. He doesn't tip until they get up from the table, where he just reaches in his pocket and throws money on the table.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. He's just like living in the moment, haphazard, and she's a very much
She's
like
a planner,
planned.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was that little tiny thing was put in there to sort of like
Totally.
show their little character.
You know what's so
flaws.
funny to me about that scene is they show the beginning. They show them driving and arriving to the diner, and they show them start to order, and then they show them afterwards.
Right.
And it's because they literally could not maintain that momentum of
for
conversation.
an entire
Human beings do not work this way. So you being like, it's more realistic, it's not.
Because what did they talk about?
You can't
meal.
maintain
There's no-
that level of dialogue. You can't he would eventually be like, who decided there's 4 spokes on a fork?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not Olive Garden.
That is
Yeah.
one of the notes that I put
How
in
come
here.
I
is
don't
that
know? You just don't show up to a restaurant with spoons taped to your sleeves.
Unsustainable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unsustainable.
Absolutely. And just in the beginning of that scene, I noticed when they walk in. So what does she say? And I know that I will find it.
At the diner.
When at the diner, when he says that she's like, she doesn't have great sex ever.
Oh, yeah.
And then so she goes, what are you talking about? Of course I've had great sex.
Oh, my God.
And
Can
everybody
you be
goes
less
quiet.
aware of your surroundings?
Yeah.
God, that pissed me
Because she
off.
looks around like,
Now that's supposed
anybody
to be,
hear that?
That's supposed to be a laugh riot.
Because it is funny because not only did everybody go silent, the jukebox stopped.
yeah, everything goes quiet.
It's a
Wait a
And then
minute
as
left.
soon
Wait
as
a
they
minute,
start
wait
to
a
walk
It's
again.
like that moment in Hitchhiker's Guide when like the music stops and he's like shouting because the music was so loud and he's like, "All these people are idiots." God.
I didn't notice the jukebox.
Yeah, that was
Now, hold on.
no-ness.
Now, did it-
No-ness. No-ness.
notice.
Notice.
I
I
thought
did
you
not-
said no-ness.
I did.
I mean, I might
not-
have.
Okay.
We'll find out.
I meant notice.
Oh, okay.
God, you were freaking me out just now. No-ness! No-ness!
I was
Who
like,
the
I'm
fuck
not
is
letting
Ness
you
and
get
what's
away
happening?
with that.
Nessie, Loch Ness monster.
So was it in the middle of a song that it stopped?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
just like background music.
You walk
But-
in and
but
there's
it-
people
That's
talking
funny.
and there's music going, and then she
Yeah.
says,
That is funny.
"I have plenty of great sex," and everything's
Okay,
silent.
but that's like hyper reality fun. Like that's like a Mel
Yes.
Brooks joke.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
As
if
soon
if
as
there
they
was
start
that,
walking again,
if
the
they
music
established
plays.
that kind of thing, maybe did a bunch of those jokes happen, or was that like the only
No,
one?
that was the only one. Top 23 in movie. Top 23. Mel Brooks maybe made this list. Is Mel
oh,
Brooks AFI?
this is a
Oh,
super
he
Mel
did.
Brooksy
He
list.
did Duck Soup.
he did.
Number 6 was, I believe, Blazing Saddles.
Oh, okay,
I agree.
There
Okay.
you go.
I agree.
All right, but
should've been
anyway, when they're in the airport,
I remember this scene.
so
It's very brief.
yeah,
It's a very
really
brief
quick.
meeting
Yeah.
where like she obviously knows it's him and she's trying to hide her face.
She's awkward about
Yeah,
it. But then
yeah.
when he walks away, she's like, oh, "What an asshole."
So how old are we assuming they are when they take the car trip? 22? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Let's go there.
22. So 5 years later, they're 27.
Yeah.
They are dressed like they are ancient.
But
at the
everybody,
airport.
that is.
Nope.
I feel like that's the time.
They are in such, their careers are so.
Well, she's a journalist, so that is heavy duty like office attire.
And
He's
he's a
wearing like a
political
sweat-
analyst.
Oh, dude, he's dressed like Bill Cosby
What
on
is
his
he?
deathbed.
He's a political advisor or like
Okay,
analyst
so
or
that's
something.
boring as shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, I mean, you're 27 years old.
Live a little bit. Wear a
Come
Doughboys
on.
shirt.
Because later on they are in. It's like 10 years after that point, and they're dressed cool as shit. At least she is.
That's true.
Where?
But that's I think that's
Where
another.
was she dressed cool?
She's
The
wearing
whole
like this
movie.
little black dress thing.
The whole movie.
When she's like,
With those curves.
She got curves.
when she broke up with Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's talking to her girlfriend. She's like 31, I think, because they're talking about babies. And they're like, you got to get on it. And she's like, you're fine till 36.
Yeah,
She
and
pulls
that's
out the Rolodex.
She pulled out a Rolodex, which
That
I
she
totally
just, what,
forgot that
has
was a
in her
thing.
purse?
Yes. She's like, I'll pull out my Rolodex
Oh,
of
okay.
single
So
men.
her thing, which it was
Or
Carrie
married men.
Fisher, her thing is married men.
Yeah,
That's her thing.
pretty much.
She just only dates married guys. Did you catch that?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was
She's
like
you'll like him. He's married.
that was a theme of her being like, she's never gonna leave this guy, or he's never gonna leave his wife.
Yeah.
For me,
God.
I left
so
this.
Sad.
I left this thing out, and he never saw it because he never came over. He's never gonna leave his wife. That's a theme. Carrie Fisher is a
Bitch.
great lady.
Trans-
She's kind of, yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna go there, but
All right. So that is the same time period that they go to the bookstore and see him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yes.
Just checking.
Which you see him
Creeping.
being a creep.
like in modern times.
He's a peeping Tom, as we talked about in the last episode.
He definitely is a stalker because even at the airport, he would not leave her alone.
That's that's another thing. Like, and why are you gonna play all coy? Like you're so over this, and you're so obviously
Into
not,
her. Yeah. Yeah.
dude. Like it's stupid. It's
Just,
stupid.
to me,
I will
it's
say-
a waste of time.
Billy,
Yes,
Billy
it's a
Crystal
waste
with a
of
beard.
time.
Billy Crystal with a beard, though.
Better.
Oh my! Well,
Much
just
better.
the fact that he's not. Yeah, they were doing something like to his makeup or something. He looked bizarre
It's like they
Yeah.
were
at first.
smoothing it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
But yeah, later on, I was like, oh, okay.
this is the Billy Crystal I
That's
recognize.
what I thought of.
He's starting to turn a little bit
Crystal.
green. His eyes are moving closer together to form one eye.
Yes.
So
let's
yeah, I think
resurrect
we're
that
getting
joke.
the best. I didn't ever hear it die, so
like,
that's my bad.
But yeah, so they meet back up at the bookstore. She broken up with Joe, and he
After like 5 years. So big relationship.
oh yeah, and then he's getting divorced.
Right.
So they kind of help each other
Yeah.
during their
They
loss.
become actual friends.
I think that him talking about his crumbling relationship with his friend at the football game in the middle of the wave.
That was pretty
I
funny.
think that was actually
I was like, that was pretty funny.
that
I
might have been the
liked that.
funniest part of the movie, but it didn't make me laugh out loud.
I didn't even realize it was supposed to be funny.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Because
They're
like,
literally
they're talking about this tragic thing, and then they stand up
and they stand up and they go to the wave and they sit
'Cause
back down
everyone
and just
else
start
is
talking
doing
about
it.
it again.
You know what? Maybe I'm just not smart enough.
Maybe you just weren't really watching.
I was trying. I swear I was
But
trying.
like, if you miss dialogue, then you miss the funny part.
That's
of
the
it.
problem. I couldn't, like, it was just so, like,
She hired the movers, and the movie showed up, and I didn't know.
But you know what? The whole thing was a lie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I was like, I got pissed off at that point. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, so that was all fucking pointless dialogue?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he's telling a story.
I do think the marriage Billy I almost said Billy Joel. Billy Crystal's marriage, I think, was
Ay, ay, ay.
a hoax.
What?
I think his marriage was a hoax because I think he saw that she was in a relationship, right?
But
so
Helen
he
exists.
manufactured this. Well, you find out later. I mean, that could have been anybody.
Grasping at straws here.
His friend, though, was aware of this.
Well, he was aware because of what they were told.
You think that that's
can
the first time
manufacture
he was
anything.
talking about his marriage to his
No, I
friend?
think that's the first time.
Nope.
I don't know if it holds
Wrong.
water.
I can abandon this completely right now and be fine with it. But
Okay.
that was just a thought that I had was like, he just needed to like match her or even like one up. They're like, oh, they're in a relationship. Oh, well, I'm getting married.
Well,
you know
when
what I mean?
he told her he was getting married, it was pretty weird because he was just like, yeah, it's just the thing you do.
And she's
Right.
keeping her last name.
And she was like, what?
Yeah,
She's established
You
her. She's keeping her
getting
name.
married? And he was like, yeah. And it seemed weird because
getting
it's
worse.
usually when you're getting married, you're like, yeah, excited or whatever.
But not Billy Crystal.
I
not
guess.
Harry.
I guess.
He is not like that.
Yeah.
Hey.
I guess. So when she's talking to her friends about like how they broke up before the bookstore, to me, that's when I wrote down the note of, oh, this is a movie about failed relationships. All those girls were like bitching about like being divorced or being broken up with, and like how sad it was. I don't know. It's almost as if this was when divorce was the most common or something. Because I think
Yeah.
divorce rates are going down now, and they definitely were pretty low in like the 50s and like 60s and stuff. So I think this was the time period. This movie was when it was really prevalent, which would explain why like most people's parents are divorced.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole relationship dynamic of the movie. It's about relationships. That's the plot, I guess. It's like about relationships and how they
is
ebb
that a
and flow.
plot?
Exactly.
Ryan does not agree.
Top 23.
I mean, it is about a relationship, I guess, but it's not even done well. I don't know anybody whose relationship lasted this long, who was this obviously into each other. Like me and you were in a kind of weird.
We played cat and mouse.
We played cat and mouse, but goddamn, for 2 years?
Yeah.
And it fucking you pull a trigger eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if me and you got to a point where we're like drunk and with each other and being like, why can't I find a girl?
We'd be making out.
I would be like, let's just try. What do you think? I wouldn't,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And goddamn, I'm an adult.
That's the thing.
I'm not
like,
going to be like,
to be in
oh,
your
I don't
30s,
even like you.
Yeah, to be in your 30s and be like, I don't know if she likes me. Seems
There's-
weird because I feel
yeah.
like
You're too old for that shit.
Yeah,
You
I
should-
would be able to do that.
There should have been a scene where he went and pushed her over off of a swing set.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're playing.
Basically.
Ah.
Yes.
And then, they have the late night phone calls where they're both in bed
Watching the same movie.
Casablanca together.
Casey.
100% unrealistic.
I think
Yeah.
I'm understanding you.
She's a romantic.
It's like there's an air about this movie that is unique. I
Mm-hmm.
will say there is some kind of, like, if it was a paintbrush, it would be a specific color. I get I think I get, because it is like this weird homey. It's supposed to just be homey
It's a
and
hug.
comforting. It's a hug, but it sucks. It's a hug by
Your
really,
friend's mom.
It's by a man with cancer.
Oh God,
Gross.
that's really bad.
No. Guys, I think I might have figured it out. This movie is a dead fish handshake.
Yes.
That's
right?
awful.
It's
No,
like
seriously.
legitimately like you reach out your hand to watch this movie, and this movie just goes and just puts the dead fish in your hand, and you're
Yeah.
doing all the shaking.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
And there's-
lukewarm.
Yes.
Yeah, by
and
the
it's
head.
sloppy.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't need to.
Sorry.
Be said.
Sloppy.
Yeah, it's just like it just rubs me the wrong way. This whole thing of just. And my wife is loving this that I'm saying all
Well, I
this.
guess because
wife.
I had a
Wowee.
a very small like splinter of this in our relationship.
Yeah,
I
they met on
started out-
Facebook, right?
I did not like you. When
Me and
Well,
Ryan
that's
had
you
that
were
too.
annoying.
I
Yeah.
didn't like him at first, and he had a crush on me.
And then I used to complain about other men to him, and we were in a
Oh, yeah,
friendship,
Jim.
but he wanted me.
I almost stalked somebody.
Yeah.
We all remember the
Dox
fair.
him. Yeah. If you ever want a real man.
Which, yeah, I mean, I guess I do get that.
Is he still out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, slaying
waiting.
puss.
I don't know. Maybe uncomfortable.
Maybe.
Yeah. And remember that time I talked you back up onto the couch
Yes.
over the phone? She fell off the couch. She couldn't get back on, and I was
Wow.
coaching her. She first thought was like, should I call the police? No. Should I call this guy that I'm not even talking to? Yeah, sure.
Aw,
and then I
she
helped.
liked you.
I was like, swing one leg up onto the couch and then just throw your weight over.
Was this after the park meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was
Okay.
at This was after the fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get this.
I feel
timeline
like I'm
screwed up.
watching one of the old people scenes in this movie.
You know, and that's what.
My life.
Yeah.
I was like, she threw a leg over the. That's what it feels
Which,
like.
by the way, just to cut to the very end, why were all of those cutscenes 90-year-old people
And
then
then-
them?
I know.
as, like,
Did they know
like
them?
they
30s?
deserved to be in the same rank as people who are still together when they look like
My
butts.
first thought was that the first group of old people were them.
Me too.
That's what I thought. Like
Yeah.
they were narrating their
Yeah. Like How I
Thing-
Met Your Mother.
right.
Yes.
You know what
So-
drove me crazy about those is that they played it off like it was supposed to be like
Yes.
real.
That
Yeah.
first old lady's an actress. And
They're
I've seen her in
all
other
actors.
things.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
I've seen her in other things.
Yeah.
Maybe now, obviously, but yeah.
That drove me insane.
it
I was like, you guys are so obviously acting.
Yeah.
And if they would have done what they were trying to do, I think there could have been real charm there.
If they found real couples
Yeah.
to talk about their relationships,
Right,
like that.
and if there's because their stories were mundane,
Mm-hmm.
which is what this movie's trying to.
There's beauty in
It's
the
trying to
mundane.
showcase
Yeah,
how
yeah.
beautiful the
everyday.
normal relationship is.
like
Yes.
the one guy who got divorced 3 times, but still.
Yeah, the problem
got
is
with
they
this lady.
picked the worst version.
Yeah.
And I guess they had to just extend it for runtime, but it's like
Which was still too long,
way too long.
obviously. Yep. way too long.
But you're starting to see in this time period that there's some sexual tension, like when they go to the New Year's Eve party together.
Right, and they go out on the balcony and
okay, I have never ever had a male friend that I just pecked.
they peck.
Just
No,
No,
like
no.
I think when you're an adult back then, like kissing on the cheek was okay.
But they were on the mouth.
Yeah,
This is mouth peck.
Yeah. That's
Like
weird.
that whole the scene right before the sex. That was them. He's like, I'm going in you want a drink or something? And then she's like, yeah, maybe. And then they just go, all right.
Yeah,
And they
I
kiss
don't
on the
think I've ever
lips.
had
I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, there's no way this is not ending in
I don't even kiss my husband like that. I automatically go for tongue.
all the time.
Oh, we do sometimes.
Always.
Just pick.
Yeah.
I wish it was just.
Well, I'm like, hi, welcome.
yeah.
Tongue every
just-
time.
Yeah, but it
Every
depends.
single
It
time.
depends on how if you guys have what your frequency of kissing is.
A lot, and she just leads with the tongue.
So
I'm
if you're
Marty
like I'm
McFly's
gonna
mom.
if you're like I'm gonna go get some water.
Oh yeah.
Basically, no, it's like, oh hey, the dinner smells good. Welcome home, and it's just immediate
God.
tongue. I'm like, yo, can we chill for a second? Jeez.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's life. That's
Intense.
my life.
Wow. Well, it's definitely not this movie then. Way more exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe that's what Casey likes it because it's like, what if?
yeah, like
What
this
if I
What if
obviously
we weren't like 100% all the time?
yeah, because I think she just immediately thinks as soon as we kiss one time, it's leading to something.
Well, she's not wrong.
Well, it could.
That's
It
what it's
could.
for.
Give me that dirt.
I mean, honestly, sometimes we
it's a
do
warm-up.
peck, and I'm like, what are you doing?
And I'm
me the
like,
rest of it.
sometimes I just want something little and nice, little
Yeah.
tiny little thing.
That's
Yeah.
right. Just saying like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
It ain't the time for the rest of it.
It's like a
But I
hug,
love ya.
but it's quicker
You
because
know.
he's holding the baby. It's just easier.
Exactly. That's why I peck him too.
Yeah.
Just because it's easier. When did they officially start dating? Though we had a debate about this, because they were quote unquote friends, but they were like they would go
I
out
don't
for like
think-
lunch date and
Yeah.
dinner
It
date.
was
Does
just
that
it
not
was just,
count?
No, it was friend dates.
Because that's the other thing.
It's
We
like
grew
when
up in an
if Me
environment.
and Casey go out to lunch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you guys gonna park somewhere?
Go
or
out
what?
to lunch.
That's right. I didn't
It's
because
not
we
the
grew up
first
in the
time
era
I've
of
parked.
like when you go to school, you're in like say you're in middle school, you write a note, you say, "Will you go out with me?" And then you say circle yes or no. You're not actually asking them.
Ascally.
You're not
Wait a second.
actually asking them.
No-ness.
out.
No-ness.
You're not actually asking them out, but you're just like you're
no,
dating.
no.
That's how it like always has been. Like I had to ask you to be my girlfriend.
They started after the second New Year's Eve party.
Okay, then start the movie there.
No
No.
way. No way.
You can start it at the first New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
don't need
can
to see
start
this.
the movie in the fucking car ride, and you can just let them have a normal like, hey, I'm kind of interested in you, and then let them deal with some kind of conflict.
Do
you
you
don't
think
have to
that
jump
if
through
they
time.
do you think that if they got together then that they would have lasted?
Yeah,
Really?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
why not?
I think they weren't soulmates for each other until later.
Because
What did they learn? Billy Crystal's character it evolves 0%.
No, he
doesn't,
does.
But
he does at the very end. When
'Cause
he
he
when he
tells her that he
comes
loves
back
her.
when he comes back to the New Year's party.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
when he
that's when he goes,
realizes it first.
I'm
when
gonna
he
say
sees-
really what's on my mind. You don't think he would
Yes.
do that eventually?
no. No, I mean
I don't know.
If he was
I feel
dating
like
her?
that's one of the reasons why his wife was leaving him.
What the fuck? What an annoying breakthrough.
yeah.
When you're 35.
He's just like, oh, I'm alone.
But I think she made a
Time
point
to
earlier,
be a decent person.
you made it too. Like in the beginning, she didn't like me. She thought I was annoying.
That's the thing.
I
Yeah,
didn't
Meg
really
Ryan
change.
hated him at first.
I didn't really change that much.
She didn't
I
like
just
her.
became less
She
annoying
changed.
to her. That's what she learned to deal with my annoying. So I think that's kind of what the progression of her character was throughout this was. It's her learning to love his annoying. And I mean, I guess once you hear something enough,
Not so much annoying. Like when he went and found her at the party, he was like, "I love your little quirks."
Yeah, that's the thing is
Right.
like, yes, it's like her imperfections. And also she also had to realize that she wasn't like, she didn't have a fuck ton of options,
that's true.
which is also very unrealistic
know.
because she's so pretty and like
she was
is
a
nice.
smoke show. There's no way. There's no
So-
way.
Guys, Can we talk about this orgasm scene?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Yes.
Okay.
There was an orgasm scene.
So good.
What are your thoughts?
Before we start, I'm gonna
You're gonna play it.
I'm gonna play it.
It's
Okay.
unlistenable.
I'm gonna play the scene.
I feel like it would be worse just in the audio.
Jesse, is this one?
That one. Yeah, I think so.
That's one. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna take mine because this is Casey's movie.
All right, so Ryan is he's
gone.
muted his mic. He's
He's-
ran out of the studio.
He said, "Fuck this.
He's-
I'm gonna go
He
He
watch."
hated it
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
He's going to pull the DVD from.
He's got
the
Back to the
living room.
Future too.
Okay,
You know,
here's
I'm
the
so
scene.
glad I never got involved with you. I just would have ended up being some woman you had to get up out of bed and leave at 3 o'clock in the morning and go clean your andirons. And
Yeah.
you don't even have a fireplace. Not that I would know this.
Why are you getting so upset?
Was she doing an impression of him there?
Yes, it is.
Not that I would know this,
You are
eh?
a human
It sounded
affront
like
to
it.
all women, and I am a woman.
Hey, I don't feel great about this, but I don't hear anyone complaining.
Of course not. You're out the door too fast.
Oh.
I think they have an okay time.
That's a
How do
good
you know?
impression you're doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
it kind of
I mean,
is.
how do I know? I know.
How do I know?
Because they...
Yes, because they...
You know, you're a woman. I'm a
How do you
guy.
know that they're really...
What are you saying? That they fake orgasm?
Yes.
It's possible.
You know what no one's talking about is how she takes all of the
Why?
meat off
Most
of her
women at
sandwich.
one time or another
And then
On the
just-
side.
It's
Well, they haven't
oh
faked
god,
it.
it drives me crazy.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Let's hear it, Meg. Show us.
Oh,
Show
This-
us.
This
Right.
orgasm.
that's right. I forgot.
It ran a little long. I don't think she needed the foreplay up to it. Just
Little
fake the
bit-
orgasm.
a
It's
little
just
bit
that all men
dramatic.
are sure it never
Yeah.
happens to them, and most women at one time or another have done it, so you do the math.
Bro, they're both Billy Crystal.
You don't think that I could tell a difference?
That's why they're perfect for each other.
And
Ugh,
I'm hard.
this is so uncomfortable.
This is it.
He's like, "What's wrong?"
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
It drives me crazy because the lady says I'll have what she's having, and what she's having is 2 pieces of bread.
Oh, God.
See, this doesn't need to happen.
This also doesn't feel very realistic, just from someone who's had sex before.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't fool me.
Oh.
well, this
I've
is
never been this good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's fine, but then to keep doing it,
The slapping of the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
to be that loud for that long is cray.
Yeah. Oh.
Also, it's out of nowhere for this character.
I was just gonna say that. It's very unlike her.
Unless you're drunk, and then maybe.
Maybe that was a rum
That
pastrami
long?
sandwich.
That long.
Yeah.
How long is that orgasm?
Literally, who's having sex this long, guys?
Who's
right?
climaxing that long? The climax is not that long.
Oh, God. Oh.
Because now she's like, "Oh my God, I'm worn out now."
Are you satisfied?
I'll have what she's having.
Perfect. Perfect. The line of the century, guys.
Forever
All right.
remembered.
I will have what she's having, huh?
So
I mean, so that's it.
She had an
shit
orgasm on a plate.
Is really rude to do.
It is.
It really is.
She's a
And
fucking asshole.
Not to mention the second time she's interrupted everyone's
About
meal
sex.
in this movie
About sex.
about sex.
about sex.
Yes, but this one was the most egregious.
But yet
Yeah.
she's like kind of a conservative, like shy girl. You know what I mean? Especially in college, which also
Because
drove me
yeah,
crazy.
she's like, I only make love with people I love, you know?
Right.
Like, she's not going to have a one-night stand like he does.
She did make it a point to say that.
Yeah.
The same-
But
the-
then she'll fake a huge, dramatic, loud-ass
Yeah.
orgasm.
The girl who's
from
embarrassed.
a porn.
You know, maybe that's meant to showcase character development because maybe
I think it is.
well,
That's-
but it doesn't hold true. It doesn't it's not consistent. It doesn't stay that she's like she's finally over her hangups about sex.
Right.
It's not like she's all of a sudden a slut or something. But the same girl who just a few scenes ago was going, I do too have great sex and super embarrassed that everybody paid attention is now screaming orgasm noises in a fucking restaurant a few scenes later. Doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
get
pretty
that.
dramatic change.
Yeah.
But
That was-
And let's does anybody think that sounds real?
I don't think so. To me, that sounded very
Was that
fake.
good? I would if I'm imagining
Casey's embarrassed.
I would be like really?
I would say I don't know that it sounds realistic, but that's what I want.
I'm not
listen,
that quiet.
No,
I'll
I
say
understand.
that.
You're not that quiet.
Yeah,
No,
there.
she's not saying
No, like
she's
in
not
general,
that
not
quiet.
in comparison to that.
She's saying in general she's not a quiet.
Yeah, Meg Ryan was
okay,
quiet
okay.
compared to what I do.
That's what I thought she was saying.
Okay.
I thought she was like, I'm not like that fucking church mouse in that restaurant.
I definitely like. So I have,
Why was she holding back?
I have screamed. For sure.
Hey,
so I
bro,
think
give me
that
fist
it's,
bump, dude.
it's
Yeah.
very.
We're not even talking about- well, we
very
thought somebody broke in the other night, so she
realistic.
screamed. But
Oh, okay.
that was a different. Yeah, that had nothing to do with sexual intercourse.
No, but
now,
I mean,
now is that for him or is that involuntary?
It's for her.
It makes
Yeah.
it better.
It's for herself.
wait, what?
You
The screaming.
making noise.
that loud.
It's
to
for
be,
yourself.
To be that loud.
What's what?
Does it make it better for you, or is it for him?
It's like you have all this energy built up that you just need to like expel.
I get that. Like I do the breathing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But then Ariel goes, "Oh, fucking pork me!"
Yeah, it gets a little weird. Well, here's the thing, because I do tell her to be like, yo, chill, because like
We have a lot of kids in our neighborhood.
we're trying to yeah, that is not what I'm getting at, but it's just like the louder it gets, the shorter it gets. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I
Like
get that totally, dude.
That's
I don't get it.
what.
It's
You gonna make me say it?
I mean, Meg Ryan just did it for a very long time.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like
He wasn't
if it
having
ever
sex
got
with
to
her.
that point, it's not getting
You're gonna
all the way to
nut.
that point.
Yeah, it's a game
I see.
changer.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like the loud, it's like
That's
it's
why
like if it
sometimes
was-
I've told you to shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck. Just let me focus
Stop.
on not having sex.
No,
I
when-
imagine
So I can-
when
Kevin
I'm like
Spacey's head.
when I'm
10
like ready
10
for
feet.
it, for it
the eye
to
hole
be
is poked out.
when I'm ready for it to be over, there are key phrases I can say that are just every time I'm like, it's a home run.
Yeah.
I just know.
Mhm.
Yep. Just do this. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I mean that's
Hi, Mom.
so.
All right.
So I hated that scene. because
Sorry.
it's-
Yeah, and again, 0 laughs for me.
Yeah.
because especially now, that's
It's
not,
not
funny.
funny.
No.
I can't imagine.
I'm imagining being a patron in the restaurant. I think that's the problem.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
Fuck this. I'm trying to eat my sandwich.
I'm not
It's-
saying I'll have what she's having. I'm saying, can someone call the police?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video of that kid who stands up on the McDonald's
Yes.
counter and goes, "I want my Szechuan sauce on
Yes.
Pickle Rick"? It's the same level of like, that's not funny, dude.
No.
Yeah.
You're
I
annoying.
thought it was funny when I was 13.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this movie is made for
That's what the penis
Casey
game is.
Yeah.
and then
Mike.
90-year-old Jewish people. That's who this movie's made for.
I remember a time when this was funny.
She's both.
I liked the coffee table.
I
Oh,
liked
me
the coffee
too.
table too.
I
Okay.
did like it.
The
Yeah.
the
Should we
That's
talk about the
hilarious.
double date? That's what happened next, pretty much. Is
Yes.
when they went on their double date.
by the way, classic botched double date.
Yikes.
Classic. Here, come hang out and meet this person, and the other person says, "Hey, come out and meet this person. You're gonna love them."
Yeah.
And then they end up falling for each other. How
perfect.
crazy is
And
that?
then they get married.
and then they get married.
Yeah.
So if that's not a sign that
Maybe you should
Harry
fuck
and
each
Sally
other.
should be together.
Yeah. Do you think that that's like after the orgasm scene? Do you think that's when he was like, "Oh, I'm like into her"?
I want to see that in real
I
life.
think he realized it in the museum when they were hanging out, and he was like, "Oh, what do you got? A hot date tonight?" And she's like, "Well, actually, I do. I just didn't want to tell you." And he seemed perturbed, like he was a little bit let down.
Yeah, because he was going through his divorce stuff and like was a sad man.
Yeah,
Which,
They just had each other on backup for too long.
yeah,
yeah.
That was
sure.
a really risky game.
Which is why I think that the actual sex scene,
Ugh.
which I'm really upset we didn't actually see, but afterwards, just it was so awkward. He's just laying there like
still cringing.
she was into it.
She's way too smiley.
She's way smiley, and he's just like,
And she has that kind of smile where you can see just her top gum
She's
in
a-
between her mouth.
she's a gummy bitch.
Yeah, she's a very
Oh,
gummy bitch.
man.
And when you have that kind of smile, it's unfortunate because she's obviously a super sexy movie star, but she looks like a meth addict when she's smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teeth are tiny in that.
Or they don't exist.
Situation.
She's like,
Yeah, right. Yikes.
yeah, it's not good.
yeah.
Also, it's never a good idea to have sex with
Billy Crystal.
and that's
Whoa.
it. With that,
That's
in
it, baby.
in that scenario where like she's really broken up about her ex getting married.
Yeah,
Yeah, obviously.
Like I
bit
feel like
toxic.
that's like dating 101. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These guys are fucking 10 years old.
Yeah. I
They
just
don't
feel
know
like
the
that's like what people
rules.
are like in New York. Sorry, New York, but I just feel like you guys wait way too long to date.
No,
people.
that's true. It is a graveyard for ovaries.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's
Yikes.
right. I don't know. I can't believe it took so long.
I mean, I don't
When
even know.
tedium
God,
met
yes.
stupidity.
But it was
is perfect.
worth it to have that end dialogue of his speech to her.
Was it?
It was beautiful.
I like the way your nose crinkles up.
It was so precious. And she
Sweet.
goes, I
me
want
tell
you, Harry.
It was sweet.
I
Dude,
really
I
hate
fucking-
you.
Listen, every girl wants that secretly.
I've
I
said all
like that
kinds
your
of
right
shit. I've
arm's a
said
little bit
way-
longer than your left arm.
I know, and I'm always happy after.
Yeah, but God.
I want Jesse to tell me that he loves when I don't put toilet paper back on the toilet paper roll.
Yeah, but
say
I
it right
don't.
now. Jesse, you can say it right now.
I can't. Can you cut it out if
That's
I
why.
say it?
That's why when you're like, "I love you," I'm like, "You do." I want you to expand on it and say something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fishing for.
Together. Be more like Billy Crystal.
I love the way that we have to make 2 dinners.
Okay. You guys
it's
want
so
me to be
picky.
more like Billy Crystal? Okay.
Yikes! I didn't say that.
No, we got this. No,
I'm
we
gonna
got.
just be Larry
We
David.
got this.
So then,
Yeah.
like after they finally fuck and consummate the relationship,
That's right.
they get mad at each other for the next couple months.
Yeah. And they have that dialogue of like they're gonna have to talk about it, and
They
then
just get madder.
she goes like, "I hope I say something first," and then he goes,
I hope she says something first.
and she just comes out and says it.
Yeah.
It was
Like
a mistake.
before.
No tension in that scene at
Yeah.
all.
No.
She said that was a
They set it up
mistake,
and
and then
immediately-
he like was relieved that she said that, but you could tell that she was hurt that he was relieved.
Right. I think she wanted to say it first so that he could be like, no, it wasn't.
Right. She was feeling the waters.
Because I think
sneaky little
for
bitch.
sure
Wait.
she.
Was this scene before or after they walk through the museum doing the Christoph Waltz impression?
Way after. This was
Oh,
after they have
okay.
sex.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because that was supposed to be a fucking hilarious scene too, right?
For the rest of the day, I've decided we're going to talk like this.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And she's like, I can't do it.
Yeah. God, how long? And she's trying for. That's like 6 minutes
Yeah.
of her going.
For the rest of the day. Oh, I like your sandwich. Oh, I like your sandwich.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Pecan pie.
I would
pumpkin
not.
pie.
I would not hang out with these people.
Nope. Because they already seem 40, and they're supposed to be like
30.
mid 30s.
Joke's on you. I'm both those characters.
Ew, that was way too graphic. I heard so
I
much
know.
nose activity. Too much. Too much.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good laugh.
I like the way you laugh when you laugh like that.
So anyway, that's
All right,
enough for
why
Billy
why
Crystals,
is it
but-
that we laugh? You know, we're gonna
I
die.
hate this episode with all these impressions.
Don't you know we're gonna die?
So annoying.
It's not all of these impressions. It's just one impression thousands of
It
times.
changes
too many
every time.
times.
Yeah. What do you think Harry is like when he's like finishing?
Oh, why do men come? why is it gonna be white coming out of my dick?
Yeah.
When
Oh my
when
God.
why can't it be purple? And when I die, I'm gonna be prepared.
Do you know your hair keeps growing after you die? He probably says some shit like that.
Yes, that's exactly the kind of observation that everybody knows that he would bring up like it's interesting.
Wait.
That's exactly right.
Is that a true thing?
Yes.
That's why you like this movie.
I almost fell out of my chair.
It keeps growing.
Yeah, and your nails too.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
That's why the unicorns have that album, Who Will Cut Our Hair When We're Dead.
Ah, okay.
Good album.
That's okay.
I love the unicorns.
Jelly
Why do
bones.
unicorns have that horn? Yeah, why not 3?
And that's the end of the movie.
That is-
pretty much. No, I mean,
Basically,
okay, so-
they're mad at each other, they're mad at each other, they're mad at each other. And then
they-
he shows up.
And he goes,
he's like,
"Oh, I'm alone."
just kidding, I love you.
yeah.
She's like, fuck you. And he's like, no, I love you because of this and this and this.
Yeah, he actually finally says it to her what she's
but
been
that's what I'm
wanting,
saying. He
and then she goes,
says-
"Fuck you, dick." Basically,
He says shit that I would say like casually.
10
I
years
like
ago.
I like the way your nose wrinkles up. It's cute.
Yeah.
is what he says. I like what.
But he's
what does he
really
say?
withholding.
Wait, so if you're a fucking douchebag, you can get away with doing the least amount of work possible?
Yes.
Fuck that.
That
Just-
is
that's
how-
the
But
worst lesson.
That's how
It's
the
the
world
little
works.
step that he takes to show that he's a better person is the point.
No, I get
of
it. It's like it's like buying a big gift for the first Christmas or something
Right.
of a relationship.
and you can't go back from that.
Yeah, you have to keep moving forward.
That's
yeah.
why the is it Valentine's Days? There was like 2 Valentine's Days in a row that I actually got you something. I got you like a white rose, one, and then the next one
wow.
I tried to get you 2 because it was going to be like a thing where it was gradual. Because you don't want to go with a bouquet, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
year that you can't get a bouquet and you get like 3 little flowers, she's like, he doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah, like it's retracting
It's like-
in love.
yeah,
You guys
you have to,
know
like, go-
that that's not how it works.
Now that we're married.
And when you say you guys,
Yeah.
you mean the girls,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
I know.
yeah, now that we're married, I like. There's an undercurrent of I know you love me, but like I still like romance though.
To be reminded.
Yeah.
Take
Exactly-
that. There's your
exactly-
reminder.
Exactly like that, my sweet boy.
Eat it.
Eat it. Fuck yeah, bro.
That's right. We fist bumped across the table.
All right. Well,
So
yeah.
then they end up together.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say I found it strange that he knew songs from the Oklahoma musical.
yeah.
I
That
think
was weird.
There's a whole underlying part of his personality that
He's a
we just never see. He's a frag, like a grenade, like pull a pin and he's there.
That was an Archie Bunker soundboard button that I
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not responsible.
No.
Snuck in here.
Yeah. It was
Is he a theater guy?
Well, I mean, he lives
mean,
in New York.
It's
so
insane though to have not. She had to look at the paper to read the words like a normal person.
yeah.
He didn't.
Right. And
That's a very frequent visitor
how
to
did
the
he
theater.
how did he live in New York for such a long time and wait so long to put a rug in his apartment?
How did he afford that apartment?
Or any furniture?
she could have taken it. She was in that apartment. He was married in that apartment because he was saying, "I at least
Bruh.
got the
That's true.
apartment."
Yeah,
That's
she
true.
she took all the furniture.
Dude, I think we all. I think it might. This might be a smart movie that we're all too stupid to appreciate.
100%.
Maybe. I think I just was I was so negative about it going in. I kind of forgot.
But I
some of
wasn't.
the things. But who the card thing
But
in the
hoop, hoop.
bowl? Hooty hoo. The card thing. Does anybody do that?
Card thing.
Yeah, throwing
He's
a card
sitting
into.
there and he's just throwing cards into a bowl.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
never done that, but I've seen that. That's a cliche.
That's
Yeah.
what people
In
do when
film.
they don't have a TV.
I guess
I've never done it, and the power's
Although
been
he
out.
had a TV because he watched Casablanca.
he did, and yeah,
Actually, I guess TV wasn't good during the day. This guy didn't have a job.
No,
I
he
never
did.
saw any of them working.
Yeah.
well, he
Nobody
did have a
worked.
job, but it was only like an understood job because he said what it was.
Yeah, same with her.
But-
the thing is, in any movie about that's set in New York, I never see the people in their jobs.
That's true, because their lives are just so entertaining outside of work.
It's almost
Obviously.
like the city is like a character.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yo, New York
Whoa,
City,
that's a deep
third build.
observation. Whoa.
Third build in this movie was New York City.
But then you go to New York City and it's not like when Harry
yeah,
met
it's
Sally. and
not
it
at
is
all.
the worst.
You get hassled by a monk. There's like
Sorry to
all
anybody
crazy
who
kinds
lives
of
there,
stuff.
but
Yeah.
I like New York City, but I have a really
Fuck New York.
golden hue of it because I went as a kid during Christmas. So
Yeah, that probably is
and
a
we went
better
to
time
the
to do
we
it.
went to the Disney store.
oh,
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, and it was like during that time when that movie Big.
Yes.
So I was like wanted to go with the big toy store and
Never
everything.
seen it.
Oh shit!
oh, that's got to be on
That's
it.
definitely a good one. Yeah, it's a good Christmas
shit.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's about it, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I got nothing left.
Yeah, I exhausted my notes. So
All right.
cool. Well, I guess we should
I guess
go
we should.
around and rate it.
Okay, so I think I'm not. We've summed it up.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
going to give like a
No,
little
no
speech.
summary necessary.
Just my score.
Sure.
I give this movie. I haven't thought about it yet. I'm going to give it 3 barrels of tuna fish
Dang, 3.
Wow.
out of 10.
3.
Okay, and then
Wow.
what's your verdict?
Wow. And so I give my verdict also after
Yeah,
the 3.
we all do. Yeah.
Despised pit
Oh.
of
okay.
iconic movies.
Oh.
Pit of despised iconic
Okay.
movies.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
wait, I don't think it's called that.
Yeah, the pit. It's been a while since we've thrown one in there.
I'm giving this movie a 4. 4 baseball bats
Okay.
out
Oh.
of 10. And this is really hard for me, and I really wish that you could vote for Purgatory, but I know you can't. I don't think you need to see this movie. I think
So you
it's
would say
going
The
into
Pit.
the pit.
Interesting. Okay.
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 Because the only thing I can think of that's like culturally relevant is I'll Have What She's Having.
That is it.
And I don't think that's worth a whole movie, so.
No way.
True. True. I would say that I would also go with a 4 on this, on the scale. But, however, I think you should see it
Oh.
once.
Gets interesting.
I think you need to see it one time.
That's it.
You must see it.
Fuck.
Ryan is visibly upset.
Yeah, Ryan. I think Ryan might leave. Actually,
I quit.
I think
I'm deleting this fucking episode.
No. So that's the thing, dude.
I'm fine with this being in purgatory.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
We don't know
not-
yet. We gotta wait for Casey.
Yeah, we don't know the last.
Yeah,
you know, you never know. She throws curveballs. Okay, ow. So it's just. I think that you do have to see it one time, even if it is to rip it apart. See it one time, see what it's about, but then you can still give it a
And then
4,
go die.
a terrible rating.
Did you give it a rating yet?
A 4.
To what end?
4 grape seeds,
Okay.
All right.
which
And
I just found out grapes sometimes have seeds.
Yeah,
I
but
changed mine to
it's
grape seeds, too.
So terrible. It's so terrible when you buy one that has seeds.
I had no idea. I always thought like cherries, you can buy cherries with seeds in them, but like grapes had seeds. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why is he spitting a grape out on a window?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would give it 8 apple pie a la modes.
Holy shit.
I understand that there's not a lot to this movie, but I would definitely put it in the must see because for that time frame when this movie came out, you had like The Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, kind of those like iconic first rom-coms, and I think this one is like the big daddy of that group.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Because those are definitely on our list.
Yeah.
And I will say that I might. The problem I think is definitely a lack of context.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest issue I have of this.
And
movie.
like I said, if I had seen this like 20 years earlier.
Yeah, it
I
could
would
be
love
a
it.
well-structured, like innovative, good movie, but it's
That's what's so hard about this whole thing is just going.
but it's for
Back.
today.
Right. It's
It
for
must
today.
you see it today.
Telling the people who haven't seen it if we think they should.
Yeah, these
Right.
classic movies. Do you have to see it?
If you're a
And
75-year-old Jewish grandmother, you need to see it.
She
already
She
has.
already saw it.
Yeah.
She was there on opening weekend.
I own
She's
2
part of the-
copies
she
of this
probably doesn't
movie.
because she lived it. It's her life.
That's true. She's the lady.
She's Meg Ryan.
Yeah,
She's Meg Ryan.
She's bring Ryan.
she's big ring.
She's on Ryan.
So then that means that it's in it's in purgatory.
It's in popcorn purgatory.
Yeah. We have
Yep.
like it's
With
been a very
signs.
long time.
What's in popcorn purgatory?
Oh,
Signs is
God,
in it.
Don't
Fucking
fucking
tragic.
remind me.
Tragic.
It's really upsetting.
By the way, guys, we might redo signs.
Nope, no
Might have
retroactive.
to
No retroactive ratings.
Is there a science too?
There
I
should
fucking hope
Maybe
so.
after this,
Scary movie.
Let's write it.
maybe after this Area 51 raid.
Yes. Fresh content.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what else is in purgatory. I don't remember.
I think there's one other one I
I
can't.
think so
remember,
too.
Yeah.
but-
Who
Oh, well.
I
cares?
don't know. It's been.
It's
a
in,
while.
it's not. It's in good company.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you put that in there with signs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe purgatory is the place to be for you guys.
I mean, it's not so bad. It's not so good.
This is exactly what I thought when we were asked to be a part of this. I knew that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Her results over here are quite the opposite of ours on both of the movies that we've done.
No. I that's good, but not when it comes to the manor or the pit, though.
Right. Because I
Which
think
is
the
why
way
the
that
two
that's-
ranking scales
Yes.
are different. That's
Yes.
good. It's a good.
Yeah, plus,
system we
like,
have.
one of our listeners might relate more to Casey's personality.
I think a lot of people
Doubt it.
And
Just-
by the way, I like I'm sorry if we felt like we were
No,
destroying
no.
this movie. Okay,
I understand that it's not.
it's gonna happen to me. I'm sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
I got your
I
back.
get a lot.
I mean, when you make us watch like Rambo or something.
I don't have a.
You
have
think
guys,
that,
has
but-
anybody not seen The Matrix? Oh fuck!
Well, I slept
Casey
through
raised
it.
her
You
hand.
slept through it. We tried to. She got me the
Yeah, that would be
the
one for me.
trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
She bought me the trilogy, and we tried to watch the first one, and she did not make it.
But I
all
have
the
a
way through.
newfound love for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
So
That's
It's
right,
A,
that
it's
should
a
help.
good one. We'll definitely do that one.
Yeah, I
That'll
have
be
a soft
fun.
spot for that one, but we'll see.
I got a hard spot.
Okay, well, I guess we can wrap it up. Does anybody have any parting words? Anything they want to get out to the people?
Billy Crystal should retire.
nope.
Please
That's
stop.
clear.
That's
All right, so we have our email. Email us at sayhellotomylittlefilm@gmail.com if you have anything to say to us, or if you want to spread your hate, your vile vines of hate. Just shoot us a quick little email.
Yeah, just do it privately so that nobody publicly sees it.
Or
That'd
if
be
you
great.
do want to do it in public, we also have social media that you can reach us on.
Yes, we do.
If you just look for our name.
And we're becoming more active on the social medias. They are all being
you can find us on
streamlined.
Twitter. You can
Yeah.
find us on Facebook. You
That's
can
right.
find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
all the major platforms.
Google Mail.
Yeah,
Google Mail.
Google Mail.
In the Google Mail.
Drop us a nice review. You know,
Yeah.
give us
Yes,
your input.
please do.
Yes.
That's a good. We need to start including.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right. Give us a phone call. We'll figure out that later at a
We'll give
later
you
date.
Jesse's personal phone.
Yes.
I
number.
don't have a phone number at all.
84.
Don't. Yeah.
555.
All right.
And that's
for
it.
that, all of us at Say,
Say
Hello
Hello.
would like to say
Good.
good.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.